Hello and welcome to another edition of an English Guy Watching Wrestling. I'm the English Guy, I'm Nick. Thank you so much for clicking on another video, I really do appreciate it. In this one we're going to be covering the 22nd of April 2021 edition of AEW Impact. So with that being said, jump right into it. The opening matchup was between Crazy Steve and Black Taurus of Decay versus the Good Brothers. Now, this is the first time I've ever seen these two teams clash because Black Taurus has not been in Impact Wrestling for that long, but he's fitted in so well with Decay. It works. Against one of the best tag teams around, the Good Brothers. And this was actually a very good opener. I enjoyed the exchanges between all four men. And Black Taurus against Gallows was so much fun to watch. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the little exchanges between those two. And despite the fact that the Good Brothers did win, they didn't lose a lot in this match, to be fair. Decay. Because obviously the Good Brothers have their tag team title rematch at this Sunday's pay-per-view Rebellion against Finn Juice. And to be honest, I enjoyed this match as an opening. It was a good, fun tag match, and it was a really, really good, hard-hitting match between both teams because, I think, as I said, Crazy Steve is underrated as a wrestler. I think he's very, very good, but then him and Black Taurus just work as a tag team against the Good Brothers. Everyone knows their history by now, how good they are. But this was a fun opening tag match. I enjoyed it. And Good Brothers winning was the right call. But Decay were very good too, so can't fault that at all. So thumbs up to all four men. And the next match we had Susan versus Tennille Dashwood. And this is Tennille Dashwood's last stop before her knockout championship match with Deonna Purrazzo, who is the champion. Of course, Susan has always been one of the most fun people to watch in all of Impact Wrestling because of her character work is just always on point. Excuse me. But this was actually a fun match, and Susan playing like I don't know how to describe her character against Tennille Dashwood, just worked. It worked very well. Even though it wasn't the longest match, it was a fun match. And the story it told between these two was good. Sometimes that's all you need in wrestling. This was no different from that. I enjoyed this one because it was funny, it was entertaining, but it was also a fun match to watch too. So definitely a thumbs up for both ladies for that one. So well done. And next match we had Shirai versus Jake something. Battle of the big men, shall we say. And considering this wasn't the longest match, I love this. When you've got Jake something who's I think stepping into his own momentum, shall we say, in Impact against Shirai, against a guy who's since his return to Impact has been great. This was a good match too. It was short, but Shirai using the sky high finisher to win was fun. To tell a bit of an unusual story with Rohit Raj, who'd been back on the same page as him. But it was a fun match, and I wouldn't mind seeing these two against again. I wish the match had been longer, but it was a fun match. So there we go. Next match was Kiera Hogan versus Jordynne Grace. Now, Jordynne Grace has a Knockouts Tag Team Championship match this weekend against Flying Flavor, and she didn't have a tag team partner. Jazz backs her up and says, I found one for you, and it happens to be Rachel Ellering, who's going to be tagged with her. So that's going to be interesting. And Rachel Ellering, I've seen wrestle a few times before. She's good. And this match, for what it was, Kiera Hogan versus Jordynne Grace, was very good because it wasn't the longest match, but I don't think that was the point. But it was a fun match, to be fair. I enjoyed this. And Jordynne Grace is one of the most reliable female wrestlers around. Tasha Steele, I mean, I love Fire and Flavor. They've got the mouth, but they've also got the skills in the ring to back it up. So it's kind of cool to see that. But I enjoyed this match. So it was a fun but short match. Well done. And then, sorry, my phone is done strange. Then we had the main event. Eric Young versus Eddie Edwards. Now, Eric Young, if memory serves correctly, I'm not too sure if this was the matchup or it was the match before this one that he tore his ACL and finished the match. And Eric Young recently put on social media to say Eddie Edwards took great care of him in this match, and good one for Eric Young, and he put Eddie Edwards over. So you definitely can't fault that. But if this wasn't a match, fine. But this was a good main event and the right match to have as the main event. These two men know each other so well from their past in Impact Wrestling. I enjoyed this one too. And they continued on I would say, kind of building feud between Violent by Design and the other part of Impact Wrestling, James Storm, Chris Sabin, Willie Mack, and of course Eddie Edwards. This was a good match. And both men put on a very good wrestling match too. hard-hitting style, both veterans of the ring by now, as you know. But this was a really, really good way to top off what was actually a fun episode of Impact. And of course, all roads point to this Sunday's rebellion in perhaps one of the biggest title matches of the year so far. Title for title, Rich Swann defending the Impact and TNA World Title Joint Championship, shall we say, against AEW's World Champion Kenny Omega. So all eyes are to this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to covering it as the time comes. But that is it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. I will see everybody next time. But 10 out of 10. Take care.